Greetings and welcome to Warrior's Path. This will be a short talk in the Habits of the Hero series, where we'll talk about regulating emotions, patterns, and morning routine. So one of the things as we live our legend, work towards the path of the hero, the path of living an adventure, we want to be able to regulate our emotions. We want to be able to control our body, our pattern, our emotions, our psychological state and well-being. And one of the things that we need to do is repattern ourselves if society and culture has set up a pattern or something for us that isn't serving us and isn't helping us. So psychologically and physiologically, setting patterns really helps the body and the mind get into a new state of being. So if you set your alarm in the morning and you have a routine every morning that really facilitates a new way of thinking and a new way of being, it'll help you get in that rhythm, in that pattern. The basic morning routine that I suggest and that I work on with myself is as soon as I wake up in the morning, I do my breathing exercise. I do the breathing meditation that I've got on the YouTube channel. I go straight into breathing. From breathing, I go into the grounding meditation and then into the shielding meditation. The first 40 minutes of my day is centering myself and claiming who I want to be, becoming who I want to be. And it's really key and really helpful to do that as soon as you wake up. If you're the type of person where you wake up and all of a sudden your mind starts going through different patterns and different thoughts and different things that may not be helpful for you or help a good feeling happen in your life, then cut that right before it even happens. Set your alarm, wake up, do your meditations. You know, if they're the ones that I provide, great. If there's something else that you have from a different source in a different scenario, whatever it is that's helping you balance and reclaim your consciousness, do it as soon as you wake up in the morning before old patterns start to set in. After I do my morning meditations, I then get up and do yoga. Start moving my body, working on parts of my body that I either want stronger, more flexible, just getting into the body in a really healthy way. If I'm feeling hungry at that point, I might make a smoothie to continue on my journey, or going straight in to high impact workout. So I like to do quick, high-impact workouts. That's the way my body works. Everyone's body is different. Everyone's mind is different. A lot of these techniques work across the board, but you'll find your own combination of them that really work for you. For me, high-impact training, 7 to 15 minutes of going really hard and then taking a break works really well with my body. That's my stubborn kind of push it type of attitude and way of being that works for me. After the high impact training or after whatever workout and training you have, then I go into the shower and I do the cold shower. This is something I'll do another video on, but it's the Wim Hof method of cold showers. There's lots of different versions. Once again, it works differently for every person and how you work with it. A lot of people are really intimidated by the idea of the cold shower, and that's part of the beauty of it. It's exercising your will, exercising your intention. I love it that way. The first time I ever did it, I was really feeling like it was going to be cold and ridiculous and extreme. And then I realized this is my mental pattern that's fearing this cold shower. And instead, I set my will into motion and said, no, I'm just going to do this. And this is my choice, and I know it's going to be good for me. And now I love it. I love the way it shifts my mood. I love the way it sharpens my will. I love the way it just activates my brain, my body, and can clear the page from whatever was going on in my life before I jumped into that cold shower. So from that workout, getting into your body, into the cold shower and having a really fresh start of the day. And then another thing for mood regulation, depending on your physiology and what works for you, a lot of times anxiety, stress, and things like that can actually be not getting enough food. If you're really hungry and your insulin levels aren't balanced or different aspects of your body aren't being met and fed, it's a lot easier to have anxiety. So having a good solid protein breakfast without a lot of carbs, but a really solid foundation to your day can really, really help. If you're doing caffeine and having coffee in the morning, a lot of us love our coffee, and we know it can really heighten anxiety, give people the jitters, and do different things because it's a stimulant. There are things like L-theanine that I'll write a link below, getting into nootropic stacks, where you're putting the right things into your body. You're activating your brain with natural, healthy things that help it in the way that it needs to be helped. And L-theanine is a phenomenal additive that really lowers the coffee jitters, keeps a calm focus, can really curb anxiety and lower the levels or make it non-existent. And I found it's an amazing benefit, and I've noticed a lot of people have been using L-theanine lately, which is just an extract from green tea leaves. But that's one of the reasons green tea is a calmer caffeine buzz than coffee is. So these are some of the things in your morning routine. If you don't have the time in the day and the time in the morning to do all these things, get up earlier. Make it a priority. Utilize your will to choose the story that you're going to have in your life, to choose who you're going to be and how you're going to feel. And the more you use your will to reset your patterns and make new patterns that serve you and serve how you want to feel, how you want to think, and how you want to be, the more you're going to be able to walk in that path of the hero's journey, the path of the warrior. And to add on the topic of removing anxiety and mood regulation, one of the things that can be really important is removing negative media from your perception field. We all know what's going on in the world. A lot of times it's sensationalized. The more we focus on things that we can't control and can't do anything about, that stimulates our worry, our concern, the more we're paralyzed with useless worry and concern. The more we focus on the immediate of the day, the single things that we can do in our life, piece by piece, step by step, the more power we have in that. So the more you remove toxic media or media that's really disturbing and alarming, the more you remove people that are toxic, that are negatively stimulating, that are anxiety-inducing and conflict-based. These people in your life make it really difficult to not have anxiety, to not have stress, if you're surrounding yourself with stressful people that are either stressing out all the time or projecting their stress onto other people. One of the hugest elements of removing stress and anxiety from your situation is getting out of a stressful or anxiety-inducing situation. Sometimes we need to do that, and then we need time to recover, because patterns occur where people feel anxiety for no external stimuli because of the passive external stimuli. And so in those cases, sometimes we need a time of relaxing. We need a time away from those external stimuli. Then we need to be self-reflective if the things around us are actually a danger or actually anxiety-inducing, or if we're clinging on to old patterns and old habits and old stories that we need to change. And to recap on regulating your emotions and setting new patterns, some of the most amazing things you can do for regulating your emotions are get a good meal in the morning. Don't drink a lot of caffeine. And if you do, take additives like L-theanine to help lower the jitters of caffeine. And to recap, some of the things that we can do to regulate our emotions are set good patterns. Set standard patterns that happen day to day. Get up at a certain time, go to bed at a certain time, eat at a certain time. Regulate these patterns. It'll help you focus your body and your mind. Get a good meal in first thing in the day. High protein, low carbs. Fill yourself up in a good way so that you've got the energy for the day and you're calm and clear. Reduce the caffeine or eliminate caffeine. Or if caffeine is a part of your daily journey, then additives like L-theanine or green tea instead of coffee help a more smooth transition into the day. Avoid stressful news, media, social media, and people. Get the anxiety out of your life that's coming at you from an external source. The news is full of negative media. Social media is full of negative people. Get away from that. Don't let it enter your story. And so those are some really standard basics on regulating your emotions. And then having that morning pattern, get up, do breathing exercises, do meditations, clear yourself, ground yourself, get in your body with some yoga, some exercise, do a cold shower to really reset and level up your willpower and your system, and then have a good breakfast. And those are great ways to start the day. Those are great ways to walk the warrior's path. This is Haranoshi for Warrior's Path, and I hope these tips and tools help you on your journey. I'll see you soon. And I hope you have a beautiful day in your journey. Feel free to ask any questions below, subscribe, check out the other videos and meditations. Feel free to comment below if you'd like to see shorter, more succinct videos or longer explanations within the videos. Have a beautiful day. I'm Haranoshi. Thanks for joining Warrior's Path.